In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Phoenix Suns vs. Charlotte Hornets. Friday night's NBA action is set to ignite with an intriguing clash between the Phoenix Suns and the Charlotte Hornets. The Suns, currently positioned 7th in the Western Conference with a record of 38-27, face off against the Hornets, who are 13th in the Eastern Conference with a 17-49 record. This matchup comes as the Suns wrap up a back-to-back series, having played the night before against the Boston Celtics. On the other hand, the Hornets come into this game fresh off a road victory against the Memphis Grizzlies, triumphing 110-98 while comfortably covering the spread as 2.5-point favorites. It's worth noting that this marks the second and final encounter between these two teams for the season, with the Suns claiming victory by 14 points in their previous matchup at home. The Phoenix Suns have been fairly steady lately, winning 5 of their last 9 games overall. However, they'll be looking to rebound after a tough 127-112 loss on the road against the Celtics. Despite the defeat, Devin Booker led the Suns with 23 points and 7 assists, supported by Bradley Beal with 22 points and 7 assists, along with Kevin Durant and Grayson Allen contributing 20 points each. Although the Suns managed to shoot 47% from the field and 11 of 31 from beyond the arc, their efforts fell short, especially in the third quarter, where they allowed a staggering 37 points, finding themselves trailing by as much as 20 points. In contrast, the Charlotte Hornets have faced some challenges recently, suffering defeats in 7 of their last 9 games. However, they'll be aiming to gain momentum following a convincing 110-98 victory over the Memphis Grizzlies. In that game, Miles Bridges led the charge with 27 points and 6 assists, complemented by Vasilij Micic with 25 points and 8 assists, along with Grant Williams contributing 18 points off the bench. The Hornets' victory was largely attributed to their solid defensive performance, holding the Grizzlies to just 19 points in the first quarter and establishing an early 18-point lead, setting the tone for the game. As for the injury updates, the Suns continue to miss Josh Okogie, and Eric Gordon is listed as questionable. In contrast, the Hornets enter the matchup without any players listed on the injury report. Despite both teams struggling to cover the spread lately, someone must step up. Considering the circumstances, Charlotte seems to be in a more favorable position. The Suns face a challenging schedule, playing 3 games in 4 days against tough opponents like the Celtics, Hornets, and Bucks. Given this rigorous schedule, the Suns may opt to rest some key players, potentially providing an opportunity for the Hornets to capitalize. While the Suns have shown resilience in recent games, they've failed to cover the spread in their last 4 outings and have a 2-8 record against the spread in their last 10 games. Although they boast strong shooting, turnovers, and a lack of second chance points have been their Achilles heel, which could work in favor of the Hornets. Charlotte, despite their overall struggles, has shown improvement, winning 2 of their last 3 games. The combination of Bridges and Miller has proven effective, with Micic providing a surprising boost offensively. Although the Suns possess superior talent, the back-to-back schedule and recent fatigue may hinder their performance. Additionally, with a 2-8 record against the spread in their last 10 games, the Suns appear vulnerable. Conversely, the Hornets have displayed resilience and a desire to win despite their overall standing in the league. Given the circumstances, it's a risky proposition to favor the Suns, especially considering their taxing schedule. So the Charlotte Hornets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Considering the likelihood of player rest and the fatigue factor, the Hornets have a chance to keep this game competitive, if not pull off an upset. The Suns' slower tempo coupled with the Hornets' defensive capabilities may result in a lower scoring affair. Both teams have struggled with turnovers and offensive rebounds, potentially leading to stagnant offensive possessions. Given these trends, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus Detroit Pistons. On Friday night, the stage is set for an electrifying Eastern Conference clash between the Detroit Pistons and the Miami Heat, taking place at the vibrant Little Caesars Arena. As March unfolds, the dynamic strategies of these two teams diverge significantly. The Heat are desperately clinging to the 8th seed in the East, while the Pistons have embraced their role as spoilers, acknowledging their considerable distance from the frontrunners. Although the Heat have emerged victorious in both encounters this season, each victory was secured by a narrow margin, underscoring the razor-thin margins that define competition in the NBA. Despite a plethora of compelling matchups on Friday, this game promises to be one that fans won't want to miss. The Miami Heat find themselves in a slump, having lost 5 of their last 7 matchups. They're eager to halt their 4-game skid following a 100-88 defeat to the Nuggets on Wednesday. Bam Adebayo led the charge with 17 points and 13 rebounds, complemented by Jimmy Butler's 15 points and Terry Rozier's 14 points. Despite their valiant effort, shooting a mere 42% from the field and 5 of 21 from beyond the arc, the Heat succumbed to the Nuggets in the fourth quarter, where a decisive 18-9 run by their opponents created a chasm too wide to bridge. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons have experienced a resurgence, clinching 3 victories in their last 4 outings. Their recent triumph over the Raptors with a scoreline of 113-104 has infused them with momentum as they strive for a 3rd consecutive win. Jalen Duren's stellar performance, boasting 24 points, 23 rebounds, and 5 assists, spearheaded the Pistons' charge, ably supported by Cade Cunningham's 19 points and Isaiah Stewart's 15 points. Despite trailing by 16 points after a lackluster second quarter, the Pistons staged a remarkable comeback, culminating in a pivotal 22-8 run in the final quarter, securing only their 7th home win of the season thus far. The Heat continue to grapple with injuries, with Tyler Herro, Kevin Love, and Josh Richardson sidelined, while the Pistons must contend with the absence of Ausar Thompson due to illness. However, Miami anticipates the return of Adebayo, a significant boost to their front court presence. With Detroit's leading scorer Cunningham also sidelined, and considering their ongoing offensive struggles, it appears unlikely that they'll conjure a sudden surge in offensive prowess. The Heat's recent struggles notwithstanding, their prior victories over the Pistons this season, coupled with the impending return of key players, instill confidence in their ability to emerge triumphant once again. Miami's defensive prowess, coupled with the offensive contributions of Butler and Adebayo, is poised to stifle Detroit's aspirations of victory. Despite the Pistons' recent resurgence, Miami's resilience and tactical acumen are expected to prevail. Thus, the Miami Heat to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. This season, injuries have disrupted Miami's offensive rhythm, resulting in a heavy reliance on defensive prowess, particularly on the road. Similarly, Detroit's scoring potential is diminished in the absence of Cunningham. With Miami's recent penchant for low-scoring encounters and Detroit's defensive resolve, the under appears to be a prudent choice. Both the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons have demonstrated a proclivity for underscoring games, with the Heat boasting a 24-41 record against the over-under this season. Moreover, the Pistons have tended towards the under at home, boasting a record of 14-18-1 against over-under totals. With the Pistons expected to mount a staunch defensive effort against Miami, limiting their offensive output, a low-scoring affair is on the cards. Thus, under the projected total is our full-game total pick. Orlando Magic versus Toronto Raptors. The upcoming clash between the Orlando Magic and the Toronto Raptors is set to take place at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. The Magic, currently boasting a record of 38 wins and 28 losses this season, occupy the 5th position in the Eastern Conference standings. Conversely, the Raptors find themselves positioned at the 12th spot in the same conference, having secured 23 victories and suffered 43 defeats thus far. Notably, in a prior encounter this season, the Magic emerged victorious over the Raptors with a commanding final score of 126-107. Recent performances indicate the Orlando Magic's formidable form, having triumphed in 9 out of their last 12 games. Their latest victory came in a thrilling home match against the Nets, where they clinched a 114-106 win. Paolo Banchero spearheaded their offensive charge with an impressive 21-point haul alongside 9 assists, shooting a perfect 6 for 6 from the field. Supporting him, Wendell Carter Jr. contributed 15 points, while Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs each added 14 points to the scoreboard. The Magic exhibited exceptional shooting prowess, boasting a 51% field goal conversion rate, including 14 successful three-pointers out of 32 attempts. Their dominance was evident from the outset, establishing a commanding 33-16 lead in the first quarter and maintaining their momentum until the final moments, despite a late surge from the Nets. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors have experienced a slump in form, suffering defeats in 7 of their last 8 encounters. Desperate to reverse their fortunes, they aim to halt a 5-game losing streak following a disappointing 113-104 loss to the Pistons in a recent away fixture. Emmanuel quickly led their scoring charts with an impressive tally of 25 points, accompanied by 8 assists, while Kelly Olynyk contributed 19 points with 8 assists, shooting an efficient 8 of 11 from the field. Despite a promising start that saw them establish a 16-point lead early on, the Raptors faltered as the game progressed, succumbing to a late surge from the Pistons, resulting in a disheartening defeat. As the Magic approached this matchup in peak form with a fully fit roster, the Raptors find themselves grappling with injuries to key players such as Gary Trent Jr., Jakob Poeltl, and Scotty Barnes, exacerbating their recent struggles on the court. Notably, the Magic have demonstrated prowess in covering the spread as favorites on the road this season, boasting a commendable 7-2 record. While both teams have encountered challenges on the offensive end, the Raptors' defensive vulnerabilities present an opportunity for the Magic to capitalize. Additionally, recent meetings between the two teams have seen the Magic emerge victorious in 3 out of their last 4 encounters, further bolstering their prospects in this matchup. Conversely, the Toronto Raptors find themselves besieged by injuries and a string of defeats, signaling a sense of resignation towards the current season. With a focus on rebuilding and potentially adopting a tanking strategy, the Raptors' outlook appears bleak. In contrast, the Orlando Magic continue to defy expectations, boasting an impressive 43-23 record against the spread this season, making them the top-performing team in the NBA in terms of covering spreads. Given their superior form and consistency, the Magic present an enticing proposition, particularly with the odds favoring them against a struggling Raptors side. Considering these factors, the Orlando Magic emerge as the more favorable option, backed by their consistent performance and track record of profitability. As such, selecting the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Upon comparing the offensive and defensive averages of both teams across various metrics, including their recent performances, home versus away games, and cumulative season statistics, a projected total of 222 points emerges. Factoring in the average pace of play between the two teams, calculated at 101.9 possessions per game, the final projected total increases to 226 points. Notably, the Toronto Raptors exhibit a high pace of play, averaging 103.3 possessions per game, a tempo that the Orlando Magic are well equipped to match. Consequently, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.